Hello, Manny Cockaflopoulos here again. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Thursday. I thought it was Thursday yesterday. I'm getting ahead of myself. The fucking drugs are kicking in really early. Manny fucking around it now. Only caffeine for me and life. And my gear. This not good, mate. I'm gonna fucking rock it anyway. Y'all come back now, you hear? See that? That's what I look like now. Timmy told me that you're back in town. That's right, I am. I'm gonna need to talk to you. You got something to say to me, boy, you can say it to my face. Oh, I will. Don't worry about that. I'll be seeing you. Fucking secret. A few people, not a few, one or two, not even one. Let's be specific. In one of the early videos I remember called me a karagyosi. Mistake is coming in nice. Now, a karagyosi, for those of you who don't know, is a Greek shadow puppet character from Greek folklore. In Turkish as well. It's in Turkish as well. Turkish, his name is Karagoz or Karagyoz, something like that. Karagoz, Gezgeridim, and it's a bit of a goofball, always getting up to mischief and whatnot, you know. So when you call in Greek, when you call someone a karagyosi, it means you're a clown. You're not to be taken seriously or whatever. But when someone calls me a karagyosi, that's a fucking badge of honor now. Abso-fucking-lutely I am. To my soul and my lacquer, I've always been a karagyosi. And the times in my life where I tried not to be a karagyosi, when I took myself way too seriously, that's when I got depressed then. That's when I got anxious. That's when I was fucking lost. Took myself way too seriously then. Took this life way too seriously. The irony is that I take life much more seriously now, in the sense that I take it so seriously that I understand it's not to be taken seriously. Look at that for a fucking mindfuck pod, Thursday morning Mannyisms. Oh. Out of my suds. So yeah, when someone calls me that, my first, when I was about 4 or 5, my dad had this record, and I've got it now. I took all his record collection, and I said, "Ba, I'm going to look after this for you from now on. You've handed over the torch. I'm going to be rocking these. Don't worry, I'm going to carry on the tradition." One of those records is a karagyosi record. That was my first introduction ever into comedy. Ever. In any form. My dad would put that record on, and I would piss myself laughing. Piss myself. I never understood what the fuck was being said, but I would piss myself laughing. And he knew that. He would put it on for me, and I'd giggle. And those funny voices and the music and everything else. The world that was created on that record, in that record, drew me in to a world of not just comedy, but absurdism, goofiness, and this inherent sort of understanding that life is to be laughed at, with, and enjoyed. You know, the weird thing is that I'm realizing that right now as I'm saying it to you. So you're getting this fucking as it's happening. Fucking secret. So I got my dad to thank for that. I love you, bro. Despite all the other fucking negative stuff I've spoken about, that's only one side of the story. But sometimes we've got to work through all the dark stuff so then we can appreciate the light again. If you've got fucking, like Rocky says, oh, I still got stuff in the basement, you know, you can't fucking work that out. You can't appreciate the good stuff. You can't just go to the good stuff sometimes without working through the other shit. It's a process. So my dad my first introduction to the beauty of comedy and the power of music was from my dad. From those days, he would put on those records on the old pickup. You all know what a pickup is. If you're not Greek, you don't know, but you know those old record players that are the wooden cabinet with the lid. You lift it up, the speakers are built in. On one side, you got the turntable. On the other side, you got the section where you put the records. And in the middle, usually, depending on how they're designed or whatever, there's a AM/FM radio. And they have that deep, warm, resonant sound. Beautiful. We had one as well. We had one. Every fucking Greek family had one. So it was my first introduction to music and comedy. Was through the records he would put on. From Karagyosi to, you know, Dalara, all that early 70s stuff. Early mid-70s, Kazanzidi, all that Dionisio. My dad's favorite is Dionisio. I remember when Stratos Dionisio passed away, my godbrother Con. My godbrother Con was over the house, and my dad was listening to Dionisio, and he had just passed away. And Con goes, Theo, pai o Dionisio. Yeah, there goes Dionisio. And my man goes, ne Allah, como esto é Cockaflopoulos. It's fucking deep. You know, in Greeks, that means he said, yeah, but he's still in the blood. Nice. I dig Dionisio as well. Dalara is probably early Dalara. When he hits those notes, for me, it just fucks me up. So when I hear music from the 70s and early 80s, around that time, because I was, 5, 6, whatever, takes me back to that place. Those happy times in their house, when their house would be filled with music, and my old man would be, singing at the top of his voice, and my mum as well, and he'd be singing out of her and, fucking around and whatever. Just fucking gets me down every time. Takes me back to a place. So the same with Karagyosi. I put it on recently and I thought, fuck, it just took me back. It just took me back, but also brought me to the present and helped me realize that shit's in my blood, it's in my skin. Being a Karagyosi, it's a fucking badge of honor. Now, where's your inner Karagyosi? Like I said earlier, in recent videos, I said, don't be a malaka, but be a malaka. Or be a vlaka. Hare vlaka. Certain someone says that to me quite often. Hare vlaka. Unclench your asshole. Sfictocolare. Tight arse. I went for years like that, just trying to be fucking tight, just fucking trying to get it right there. The hardest thing is to let go, because we don't want to let go and lose control. The illusion of control that we have over life, this world, this universe. That is a truly that is a crazy thing. To clench up your asshole thinking that it's going to affect the world somehow. Bizarre. But I'm very grateful to my old man. And don't worry, I've told him. I'm just telling you, I've told him that. I've told him that before. There's two sides to every, there's two parts to every story, you know. The bad and the good. You got to get through the bad sometimes to appreciate the good. So when someone says to you, you know, always look on the bright side of life, it's true. It's just you gotta. It's a process sometimes, you know. It's a process sometimes, and you know you got to work through it. It's a constant process. Vego, Mustaka, Sotiri Mustaka, Salty. There's a few others as well. And then for me, the king is Hariklin. Keklama Ikirias. That film is comedy school for me. If you want to see my fucking influences, you'll know a few. Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle's up there. Possibly Eddie Murphy as well, because when Delirious first came out, I watched that over and over and over again. Imagine a 12-year-old kid blasting Delirious around the house at full blast. My parents fucking didn't say anything. They just let me go. Kudos to them for that. Hariklin, Keklama Ikirias, all those sketches and everything. On the floor, and it was fucking naughty too. But political as well, you know. So if you haven't seen that film, do yourself a favor, as Molly Meldrum used to say, and go check it out. Some of it might be dated. There's some fucking magical sketches in that. And so I'm pretty grateful to my old man for that. For introducing me to the, you know, without even knowing really, introducing me to comedy and music, and just by playing that stuff around the house, you know. And the sense of humor. The sense of humor that I have comes from my dad and my mum. Like, they both have a pretty irreverent sort of sense of humor. My dad used to like play act and stuff, like, you know, Calais, do all this sort of stuff, you know. And my mum's a queen of the one-liners. Forget about it. Forget about it. I remember would have been about a year and a half ago before COVID. I went over. I was just standing on the porch, I don't know, just standing there, looking at the fucking garden or something. And when she came out, she goes, "Έχασες βάρος." Okay, γιατί? She goes, "Δεν έχεις κόλλο." What do you say to that today? Thank you very much, man. Now, for you non-Greeks, what she said was she came out, she looked at me, she goes, "Have you lost weight?" I go, "Why?" She goes, "You got no ass." But she says it with a smile on her face, you know? Like a gentle old Greek lady, even though she's in her 70s. She's not old. She's still very youthful. Very youthful. And she has a youthful spirit. And she's been through fucking hell. I would never share with the general public what my mum's been through. I might put it in a book or something with her consent or whatever, but like many Greek women, Greek mothers, been through hell. But she's got a youthful spirit about her. She's worked through it all. And she emanates this kind of glow, but a cheekiness as well. And she knows how to get under my skin too. She gets straight for my vanity. I don't like that, man. Relax. And she doesn't mince words. Like, she doesn't sugarcoat. It's just gentle, brutal honesty. It's like that time when I asked her if she thinks my hair was thinning, if my hair's thinning, and she goes, "Ne, areosane λίγο." She goes, "Yeah, it's thinned out a bit." It's not what you're supposed to say, ma. You're supposed to say, "No, my son, you look as beautiful as ever," but no. Well, that time when I had like a bit of a beard going, and my man goes, "Ξύρισε το ρε, φαίνεσαι άγριος." My man goes, "Shave it off, you look fucking angry and rough. You look aggressive." Well, they call me a cretin now when I rock up with a moustache. As a critical. Now, it's not derogatory against cretins. I fucking love cretins. But they're just begging me about the moustache. They're like, "Who do you think you are, man?" Just bringing me back down to earth. Just a little bit. It's good. It's good times there. It's good times there. They're in a good place. My parents are in a good place. Took them years. Something to be said for like marriages and sticking it out. I don't know which way is the right way or not. This day and age, people sort of with regards to marriages, they give it a bit of a go. If it doesn't work out, they move on. Because we got options. In today's society, we're flooded with options, choices. Choices and options and choices. When you come from a place where you don't have many options, many choices, it changes the way you see the world. It makes you, I think, a bit more proactive. I gotta make this work. But we've got options. With everything. And we're still not happy. Because options in and of themselves don't fucking make you happy. They're just more options. They're more confusing. If you've ever been to America and trying to order like a coffee or, you know, a meal at a diner, say you want to order eggs or whatever, just stick with a coffee. Yeah, could I get a latte or whatever? And then they run through what options you want. You want this, you want this kind of milk, you want a hot, you want a steamy, you want a blah 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 blah. You're fucking out. I just want a coffee, man. Options. And if we don't get the thing that we want, the option that we want, we fucking lose it. I've gone to 1 or 2 cafes that I usually get almond milk at. There's 1 or 2 cafes around here that they don't do almond milk. They do fucking soy milk or fucking oat milk for whatever reason. And I've recognized within myself when I've gone in there and gone, can I get an almond latte? And they go, oh, sorry, we don't do almond milk. We only do oat milk and soy milk. And I get taken aback. I kind of go, in my mind, I'm going, what the fuck's wrong with these people? But then I remind myself, man, you just fucking exhale. Get the soy to my like, what do you fucking care? Pick your battles. So a big shout out to my folks. I love you both. For what they went through together. Forget about my fucking issues, but what they went through together to get to a point in their later years where you can see that they really love each other. And this is the first time in their lives as well that they've got an empty nest. Not the first time in their lives, the first time for fucking years that they are truly empty nesters. Because obviously me and my sister aren't there, but there's no pets there anymore. The family cat passed away a while back, Lisa, or Jujuna. She was about 20, she lived a long time. And Peggy's with me, but sometimes she's there, but they've got no one else in the house. It's just the 2 of them for the first time in years. And so if I happen to go past there from a distance and say hello or whatever, and they both come out, they're both happy to see me and everything. And, you know, I mean, that's been like that for years. They've been like that for years. I haven't. I've had my own fucking issues to deal with. But the strength of character it takes to plow ahead, to work through things, is, I think, something we from the generation of choice and options could learn a bit about. And I speak about myself as well. To work that muscle of that discipline muscle, the discipline to grind it out there, to grind it out. Because if you don't like this, if you don't like this, and you got another option to go there, you go to that, you don't like that, you keep going, you end up going like this. You're gonna find yourself in the same spot again. It's all cyclical, it's all spirals. Like tools say, spiral out, keep going. No idea how that fucking relates to this, but it sounded good. If this lockdown has taught us anything, about grinding it out, about just appreciating what we usually take for granted. I mean, that's a positive that could come out of it. Now, I'm not trying to make light of the whole fucking thing and say, yeah, it was, you know, we all fucking learned something, it was worth it, whatever. It's been fucked today. Except for you got Cockaflopoulos. So for you, it's been fucking mad. But like a good friend of mine, he is a good friend. I still consider him a good friend of mine, even though I haven't spoken to him in years, in a couple of years now. He's a bit pissed off with me. Don't worry about it, it's alright. But he said to me once, he says, Ange, sometimes you just gotta grind it out. And I always remember that, Tony. And so for us, sometimes we just gotta grind it out. Shout out to Mom and Pa, love yous both. Yes.